Good evening, friends. Myself, Dr. Nidhi Darbari, on My Education Treasure. In my previous video on using silence and non-verbal cues, skill of micro teaching, I had discussed about communication. Today, in my present video, I am going to discuss about the categories in using silence and non-verbal cues, skill of micro teaching. For example, the teacher look away when someone else is trying to talk and he has not finished. The teacher walks away from someone who has hurt feelings or made him angry. Categories of non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication is much reliable and effective in comparison to verbal communication as it gives additional support to the verbal communication. For example, a mother asks her child, "Have you taken your meal?" The child answers verbally yes, but nods his head and gives a message of no. The mother takes the non-verbal message of the child and ignores the verbal message. Non-verbal communication can be divided into four categories: aesthetic, physical, signs, and symbols. Aesthetic communication occurs through creative expression. This would include all the arts, music, dance, theater, craft, art, painting, and sculpture. Ballet is a great example of this as there is dance and music but no spoken or sung words. In an opera where there are words, there are still facial expressions, costumes, posture, and gestures. Physical communication is the most used form of non-verbal communication. Physical communication covers the personal kind of communication and includes a smile or frown, wink, touch, smell, salute, gesture, and other bodily movements. Social conversation uses a lot of these physical signals along with the spoken words. The way the teacher is standing in a group can communicate. Signs are a more mechanical kind of non-verbal communication which includes signal flags or lights, a 21 gun salute, a display of airplanes in formation, horns and sirens. Symbols of communication are used for religious or personal status reasons as well as to build self-esteem. This includes jewelry, cars, clothing, and other things to communicate social status, financial means, influence, or religion. Postures can communicate in a non-verbal way: folding arms, slouching, crossing legs, or standing and sitting erect. Any touching can convey attention or a level of intimacy. The meaning of these movements is much the same in all cultures. Using silence and non-verbal cues skill such as gestures and movements. Many teachers talk too much. Training in the use of silence and non-verbal cues is aimed at remedying this state of affairs. But it is not just a negative thing. Cueing is a skill which enables the teacher to have greater control over the success a student has in answering a question or participating in a discussion. Silence can have a powerful effect if used insightfully, and non-verbal cues can very often be more effective than verbal cues. To make students learn better and increase student participation in the classroom teaching learning process, the teacher should talk less and bring the students into the discussion. Use of silence. In the use of this skill, silence means pause, which stimulates thinking on the part of the students. It is courteous to be silent for a few moments after asking a question, thus allowing time to think of an answer. Standing in silence before the students and looking out and scanning the class conveys an aura of authority and confidence. Many inexperienced teachers make the mistake of memorizing their lessons word for word, and then reciting them as quickly as possible without stopping even to take a breath. An experienced teacher knows to pause periodically to give the students enough time to understand the meaning. Silence after an introductory statement suggests that the statement is important and has stimulated the students to think about it. Silence after a question from a student indicates that the teacher is considering the question and that the rest of the students should do the same. Silence when giving a humorous speech. The teacher wants to give a student time to laugh at the joke without missing the next one. Pauses separate thoughts. The teacher should pause periodically to allow folks to absorb the message delivered to that point. A pause also builds anticipation and gets them wondering what's coming next. Pausing after asking a question is also a great technique because it makes them think and mentally involve them in lesson. Don't pause too long or the student will think that the teacher has either lost place or don't know what to say next. The teacher should use the spontaneous pause. It may only seem spontaneous to the student because the teacher rehearsed it so well. If you found the video to be informative and interesting, I request you all to please give a like to my video to motivate me, share it with others and subscribe it so that whenever I upload a new video, you will get a notification. Use of non-verbal cues. Non-verbal communication occurs when the teacher addresses a group or an individual. Moods and attitudes such as pleasure, interest, puzzlement, weariness, and tension are communicated by non-verbal signals and may support or oppose the objectives. Non-verbal cues represent different types of cues. Movement. Generally, a moving object is more interesting than a stationary one. Teacher cause their teaching space purposefully. Don't be stuck on the blackboard. Move towards the class and amongst them. In this way, a teacher can create and convey various meanings such as friendliness, firmness, hostility, anger, and pleasure. Movement can also help to exercise students' eyeballs and prevent them falling asleep. Head movements are in the form of nodding, shaking, and tilting of head all communicate standard meanings to students. Bodily movements occur when the teacher moves from one place to another in the classroom. Through hand movements, the teacher may point to the student, signaling him to continue attentive or not, whether they have followed or not what has been presented. Gestures. As a teacher, the way they use their hands, body, and head, and the way they vary their facial expressions will convey meaning and emphasis. Many gestures are used in communication and interpersonal contact by the teacher, which can encourage attention or positive response from students. Eye contact. The eyes are crucial in conveying meaning, emotions, influencing interaction, gaining and holding attention. Teachers should use their eyes purposefully. Inexperienced teachers are often too nervous to look at the class. Teachers can obtain response, control and feedback of their interest and understanding. Looking into the student's eye will help to convey messages and meaning and is an effective device for controlling class discipline. Facial expressions. A powerful channel of communication is facial expressions are instantly understood by students. Surprise, approval, doubt, anger, and a wide range of other messages are sent automatically by facial expressions. Facial cues include a smile, a frown, looking thoughtfully to a student, a quizzical look, etc. If the teacher finds boredom, dullness in the facial expression of the student, he should immediately recognize this and bring change in his teaching by accepting the feelings of the students. For instance, a teacher is explaining and the whole class is engrossed, excepting the two students in a corner playing with the pen. Then the teacher gives the pause and looks at the students with a frown. Thank you very much for patiently watching the video, and don't forget to subscribe.